Good evening, Bridgeport. It is Tuesday, January 14th, at 8:01. Thank you for being patient with us. We are called to order. Please rise and pledge the flag. Thank you, everyone. Angela, roll call, please.
Laura Hauk.
Here.
Amy High.
Here.
Kyle Schenk.
Here.
Megan Nolan.
Here.
Diane Gundrum.
Here.
Tony Heil.
Here.
Saba Al-Zayed.
I am here.
Madam President, we were in executive session from approximately 7 o'clock to approximately 8 o'clock with regard to personnel issues.
Thank you, Mr. Bello. Alrighty, Bridgeport, we missed you. It's been quite a while since we met. I was wishing everyone a happy new year. Hope everyone had nice holidays and spent some time with their family. We are back to business. Had a couple of updates. Once I wanted to thank the Bridgeport Police Department. I've been seeing you guys around town constantly, specifically with the schools as they come back, and had an appearance from our police officers as well at the latest assembly, which I attended with my daughter. Really great program. The school, maybe many of you know or don't know, really has wrapped their core values, if you will, around our police department. So they teach children about things like, being kind to others and things like that, and kind of it's led by our police department, and I'm sure Chief Beretta kind of led that a couple of years ago, but it's still going strong. Every month they kind of focus on another nice or kind thing to do, like honesty or being kind or kind of inclusivity and things like that, and they teach them all month, and then our police department gets to come and celebrate with the children, give them fist bumps, high fives, and awards. So Bridgeport Pride in our schools are very strong and led by our police department. So just wanted to let the rest of our community know, in case you don't have little ones at the school, about how our impact really, the effect is quite large. Thank you for that. I also wanted to acknowledge our staff here. Everyone knows on Monday, January 6th, there was a snowstorm. We got about 3 inches here. The streets and sewer crews really worked the regular 8-hour shift, but they worked it straight through with no breaks, and I've seen them kind of work tirelessly. They make sure that all of our sidewalks are taken care of. Stuff even they're probably not supposed to do, they take care of. If they see someone in need and someone calls them, they're there. I've really appreciate that all of our staff here at Bridgeport is really for and about Bridgeport always. So I think we're really lucky to have that. People here aren't just here for a paycheck, they're really here because they love to be here. And I personally, it's an honor to serve with them and by them, and really happy to be a part of this team. With that, we can move on to our first item of business here. Yep. For council consideration, we have our November 26th, 2024 meeting minutes. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion from Mr. Schenk, second from Ms. Nolan. Do we have any questions or comments from council or the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Next up, for council consideration, there are December 10th, 2024 meeting minutes. Do you have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Heil, second from Ms. High. Do we have any questions or comments from council or the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Next up, we have a presentation of Bridgeport Police Department for our Perfect Attendance Award. Chief Beretta.
So I'd ask Officer Matt Stead to step up to the podium, please.
Oh, my God.
Officer Matt Stead is a 2-year veteran of the Bridgeport Borough Police Department. Formerly, he was at the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. And we have to say that as far as being an employee goes, this is 2 years running where he hasn't, 2 times, right, where he has not taken a sick day. So that's what we all want from our coworkers, because it gives us consistency, and we know that there's plenty of work here for you to do. So Matt, thank you for coming in and doing more of it more often. And then we'll go down and with the mayor and I, and we'll give you your award.
If you're a 3-time winner, we take the attendance off, and you're just the BPD Perfect Award.
I'm 4% there for 2025.
You're getting there.
Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations. All right. Next up for council consideration, we have Resolution 2025-1, creating a bank account for our Founder's Day transactions.
I will make the motion.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Heil, second from Ms. Helk. Do you have any questions or comments from council or the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Lastly, for council consideration, we have authorization of payment, estimate number 3, TD Construction FEMA HMGP demolition project, for $149,487.50. Mr. Truman, do you have, I know there's a little update here. Would you like to give us some context?
Actually, Mr. Phillips, is there anything you'd like to share on the engineering front or pertinent to this action item too? Thank you.
This is the demolition project from the FEMA program, and all of the homes now under the FEMA portion of the project have been completed and restored. This will all but close out the contract. There's 5% of retainage that's being held, which is roughly $24,000. And once the spring hits and all the grass is established and everything, then we'll follow through to close that out completely.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion to authorize payment.
I'll second.
Motion from Mr. Heil, second from Ms. Nolan. Do you have any questions or comments from council or the public? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, we can move on to unfinished business. Are there any items of unfinished business anyone would like to discuss? Okay, we can move on to committee reports. Does anyone have a committee report they would like to share?
I believe we have a finance committee meeting, our first one of the year, on Monday, right, Mr. Truman?
That is correct, Mr. Heil.
Any other committee reports? All right, we can move on to the mayor's report. Ms. Mary Beth.
Okay, thank you. During the holiday season, I had the pleasure of visiting Trends Artistry and meeting with the owners, Kamisha and Dean. Their salon is beautiful and clean, and it was a wonderful experience. It was yet another example of the excellent quality salons that Bridgeport is known for, so definitely check them out. My first office hours of the year will be taking place on Saturday, January 25th from 10 to 11:30 a.m. in my office on the first floor of Borough Hall. And I look forward to welcoming everyone who wants to say hello and share their thoughts. And finally, if you've spoken with me before, you'll know that I do a lot of work to trap, neuter, and release or adopt out stray cats in the neighborhood. And I recently caught 3 very adorable kittens who are on their way to becoming very adoptable. There's a boy named Dino, a girl named Rosa, and another girl named Frankie. And they might all be named after some of our pizza shops in the borough. So if you in the near future are interested in a sweet new best friend, please reach out to me at your convenience. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Beth. The names are very cute. All right, we can move on to Chief's report. Chief Freddo.
Good evening, Bridgeport. So recent trends as of 1 to 3 a.m. this morning, we had 2 motor vehicles that were stolen, one on the 800-unit block of Hurst Street and one on the 200-unit block of Prospect. I had pushed out some information to our police departments that Conshohocken and I believe it was Whippane and a couple other locations, Upper Merion, had sustained similar thefts. We did recover one of the 2 stolen vehicles, tracked it down to Camden, New Jersey. So I'm hopeful that we'll recover using our advanced DNA stuff from additional attempted thefts from motor vehicles, a way to identify the people that are responsible for these crimes. We did post it on the Bridgeport Police Department website. We've got a little bit of video. If you have had your car gone through, that was an attempt, or it could have been attempted theft of a motor vehicle or attempted theft from a motor vehicle, we'd like to hear from you. Make the report, it's okay. The critical evidence that you might have left behind on a piece of paper or a piece of plastic or whatever else inside that car could be what helps us solve the bigger crime. And then we can lock these people up and let them play like Grand Theft Auto in the jail instead. We had a holiday lighting. The Bridgeport police officers had rendered some findings on the holiday lighting, and next meeting we will have the award winners and the overall winner for the holiday lighting program next time. I'd like to thank both Sergeants Murphy and Flora. They're taking the Command and Leadership Academy. It's through West Point. It's a 3-month coursework, 1 day of class, 20 to 30 hours of study. It's very difficult, lengthy class, but the results are excellent. And also, along with other supervisory stuff, we have officers Bailey, Sieber, and Stillwagon going to be going to POSIT, which is police supervisory class, because the time to invest in people is before it's apparently needed by others. So we know that we're going to make the best police department to service you because you deserve it. So there are the most recent crime stuff. We did have a couple retail thefts at the Wawa. We had 500-unit block of Bush Street. We had defined trespass, people entering a recently vacant home. And we just arrested that individual today, and they're at the Montgomery County Prison. If you happen to see anyone around the 500 block of Bush Street or taking things in and out of a residence right around there that seems strange, please give us a call. We rely on you. You're the eyes and ears to the police department. And that's all I have for you this evening. Thank you.
Chief, when it comes to the car break-ins, I noticed from people talking online that it wasn't just Bridgeport. Is that correct? That I think people said that there were also break-ins or attempts in Upper Merion, so it's not like it's isolated to some streets or areas in our town?
Correct. This is it's a regional trend. So usually what you'll have is you'll have a group. Our vehicle turned up in Camden. In the past, there's been organized auto theft groups that have worked, and then you found vehicles like Dockside or Camden or Philadelphia, and they were shipping a lot of cars out of the country in container boxes. But it's certainly not Bridgeport-centric. These are the things that happen all over, and it's usually very infrequent. But we've had a good run at solving our theft of motor vehicle crimes in the past couple of years because of the DNA specifically and patrol work.
And then also, I want to say publicly, the December 23rd, officers Stillwagon Keown came to my house to help out with a family emergency. I wanted to express to you in person, I did by message earlier, but to share that I appreciated their professionalism and help with a health emergency in our house, and please let them know I said that.
Thank you, sir, and I did. And usually, for whatever reason, we're usually the closest because we're already on patrol before an ambulance will get there, before the fire department will get there. Other places, they will say for an ambulance call, unless we're specifically requested. Here, you go to every call because it's so important, and just a couple minutes can make all the difference. So I'm glad that they were there for you that night, sir.
Thank you for the report, Chief. All right, we can move on to new business. Are there any items of new business? Okay, we can move on to open forum and announcements. Are there any announcements this evening? All right, we can move on to public comment. Are there any members of the public that would like to comment? All right, we can certainly entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All right, it is 8:16. Thanks for coming out, everyone. We are adjourned.